some time ago, there was a presentation by Chiron Last entitled The Defenders of Hell, and he had some other good videos back in the day, a series of videos that he had compiled, and going back to the Golden Web and that stuff, and which depicted the world system and how it's put together, and commerce, and even breaking down the language. Which were some interesting videos. The Defenders of Hell was an interesting one as well. It kind of resonates more and more. And when I think back, on that one, I'll have to go back and listen to that one again. But I've talked about this culture of toxic positivity, where people are just getting busy, just being so into this life, into this existence. And it's almost like gaslighting on a whole different level. If you're not positive and focused on attaining all of these things, then you're behind in the human race. You can't be last. You can't finish last. You're a loser. But if you were to confront these people about their toxic positivity, and I have, and let me tell you, they get defensive real fast. And you're like, why are you so adamant about that? You're going to lose everything you've got. You're going to work all your life, and then that's it. Everything's going to be taken away from you, and you're going to be put into the grave, quite literally. There's no getting out of that. But until then, we've got to press forward, caught up in the inertia of time, which, time is no respecter of anyone. And time will eventually take everyone out, because that's what time does. But in this culture of toxic positivity, where people are just so caught up in this place, willing to literally just lay their lives down for it and defend it at all costs. This demiurge, this joke, this cosmic joke. And of course, pointing this out will get you nowhere. It'll get you befriended. It will get you cut off. It's just, the whole thing. But that's the thing. There's a price to be paid for going against the grain, right? Get that weed out of there. Yeah, there's consequences, but there are consequences both ways, right? There are consequences to being attached to this system. And if you want to be attached to this place. You may get another go-round in the reincarnation soul loop trap. And I guess if that's what people want, that's fine. I can't imagine why anyone would want to do that. I mean, if you think that this is all there is, then okay. And some people do, and that's okay. But if there were let's just say there was a portal that opened up right in front of me, and the deal is that if you walk into it, you walk out of this place. And you leave it for good. And the portal transports you to the pleroma, the place of pure consciousness, pure energy. No time, no 3D bullshit, no pain, no suffering, no death even. Would you do it? Or would you stay in this place? It's kind of an interesting question, isn't it? What would you choose? Would you run toward that portal and say, you know, if it's only going to be open for like 30 seconds. You don't have much time. It'd be like making the decision to run out of a burning house. How much time do you have? If your house is on fire, how much time do you have? Not much. Before the smoke inhalation gets you, or the fire itself, you don't have much time. Got to make a decision. Well, who would choose to say, well, I'm staying in the burning house? That sounds like a pretty good idea. You would be a fool to do that. And instinctually, you wouldn't do that, would you? I mean, who would do that? Well, using that analogy and that thinking, how long would you contemplate going through that portal that takes you out of this place? Would you hesitate? Say, oh, I don't know. I like all the pain, suffering, and the taxes, and you know what's funny is, you know, there have been all these wildfires going on, and of course the county and law enforcement comes in and bullies people and tells them, you know, they got to evacuate. Mandatory evacuations for the safety of the people, you know. Telling people to get off their own land and, you know, go to some place where evacuees can go, and don't come back until we tell you. Or if you do, you're going to be arrested and put in jail just for going back to your own property. Someone was telling me this morning, I was talking to somebody, and she said, you know, we really don't own anything. Yeah, that's absolutely right. You pay your taxes, your property taxes, you know, and if you don't pay them, they'll take your property from you or put a lien on your property until you pay them, you know. And you get penalties and interest and everything else. But in a crunch time, you can't even be on your own property. Now, what kind of a system is that? This system of absolute control. But that's a system worth dying for, right? Let's just say, you know, they're taking you to the grave, and this is kind of a corny analogy, but they're taking you to your gravesite. They've dug it for you, and as They're lowering you in. Maybe you can write one more check to the tax collector before they lower you in and put the dirt on top of you. You can write the check and stick it out of the dirt. Here, take it! And then that's it. I mean, it sounds stupid, right? But that's what people, when they get busy in this place, that's almost the mentality. I mean, it's that stupid. And ever since I heard that presentation, The Defenders of Hell, I've become a lot less invested in this silly ass reality. What on earth is going on out here? Horses tear up stuff, but yeah, I mean, I've just become personally just living day by day, actually. Just living day by day. Not worrying about really much of anything. Because what's the point? Worrying about tomorrow creates anxiety, depression, mental problems. And I finally decided that I was just tired of it. I'm tired of worrying about the tomorrows and, what's, like, it does, it just consumes you. And it was consuming me for a long time. As I get older, it's like, how am I going to make it? What are we going to do? I don't have like a fortune or anything. Hi, Lucy. Hi, buddy. I don't have a fortune. I don't have all this millions of dollars saved up. No. I'm a 58-year-old man. And I don't have this stash saved up. And I will have to keep working as long as I can. I mean, hell, my sister got AML, leukemia, and died within 3 years of being diagnosed. I had a friend, same thing. He died probably within, 8 months of being diagnosed. Same thing with another fellow I know, AML again. I mean, and they were going along in life and doing all these things, and all dead in their 50s. My sister was 54. My friend Joel was 57. And the other acquaintance was just kind of a gym guy I knew. But we talked here and there. And big weightlifter. Dead at 58. All in their 50s. And so, what? When you see this happen to people, then you begin to realize, well, I'm not invincible. I think something could happen to me. Out of the blue. Might be a wildfire. Last year it was a stinking tornado. It's just because there's no guarantees in this place. And there again, it's like no guarantees. It's like, here, this is like, literally reality called Russian roulette, or what is that? Or just roulette, not Russian roulette. I don't know if there's such a thing. You're like at this place is like a craps table. You don't know. There's no guarantees. And the house always wins anyway. Always. Well, there will be no exceptions for anyone. Yet, let's pretend that this reality is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. You could just say it like that. I mean, you know, it's, and I realize that, you know, I won't be in this situation forever, because when you begin to wake up to some of these realities, it really doesn't make being in this reality just a hell of a lot easier. It makes it actually worse, because now you have this awareness. You know, when you're a kid, you don't have that kind of an awareness about stuff. I didn't. I would walk out into a field. I mean, I knew there was snakes and stuff out there, but I guess I had a little common sense not to overturn, you know, pieces of wood or whatever, you know, and was able to forge my way through childhood like that. I don't know how I made it, to be honest. I did the craziest stuff. You know, we were swimming by the time I was, I don't know, young. I don't know. My mom threw me in a pool. I have pictures when I was probably barely old enough to walk, standing in a baby pool. Wasn't long before I was a pretty avid swimmer, and we would just take off in a lake and just go out there. And my stepdad, he made us wear life jackets. But he'd send us out there, and we'd just go out into the lake, swim from here to there with these life jackets on. Now, if you were to do that, and that was I remember like my 12th, when I was like turned 12, we went to the lake and took some friends. I don't know, there were several friends, and that's what we would do. We'd get bored, and we're just gonna go swim across the lake, and that's what we did, and didn't think a thing about it. If you were to do that now, that would be child endangerment, and you would be thrown in jail if you let your kids do that. That's how fucked up this world is now. That's how messed up it all is, and it's just getting worse. I read another story where some kid was on don't bug me. Don't bug me at all. In fact, I'm going the other way, so I don't want you bugging me. He likes to bug me on my walks. He looks so butthurt. You get butthurt, don't you? What was I saying? Yeah, this kid was on I don't know, like a moped, motorized thing or something, you know, and maybe like 14 years old or something like this. Young kid. And he accidentally ran into some guy, knocked him down. I guess fatal head wound, you know, caused a fatal head injury. And the mother was thrown in jail and charged with homicide because she didn't supervise that situation. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, these sorts of things went on a daily in the 70s and 80s when I was growing up. We never heard about something like that. I mean, it would be a freak accident, but nobody's gonna go to jail over it. You know, but now, you know, they just hold their parents accountable for everything. A kid can't be a kid or just have a freak accident. And I'm sure people will defend that. They'll be like, well, yeah, she should have not let him do that. Yeah, well, that's the day and age we live in, where she's better to just sit those kids' asses in front of a video game and no exploration, no, some of the stuff we did as a kid, our parents could have been held, liable nowadays. Say, oh, that's child endangerment, letting them do some of the shit we did. But it was just normal. Well, nobody thought about any of that. Nobody thought about getting thrown in jail over an accident. What if a kid, what if on that birthday trip, back when I turned 12, what if my stepdad, sent us all out into the lake with our life jackets and one of the kids happened to have died? Well, in today's world, yeah, he's going to jail. He's going to be charged with murder or something, Oh, it's just, this world makes me sick. But there again, I don't know why I got on this topic. Oh, buddy. Yeah, you better be nice or you're taking a shit. That's nice. I don't know. The world is just continually becoming more and more stupid like that. And, to the point where I don't know why people would want to have kids. I really don't. What is the point? More of a headache than anything, I would think. And you can't even let your kids be kids anymore. Oh boy. And then, well, anyway, I don't know. I'm running out of shit to say, actually. Well, it makes my walk go a little better. I walk and talk and make a video. Kind of makes the walk go by and that sort of thing. But anyway, well, what's next? Oh yeah, Ebola virus is back in the news, and will that become a pandemic? One, I don't know, hell, who knows? Great world. Oh yes, we have so ravaged this place that it's just the resources are dwindling. We've got natural disasters everywhere. I mean, hell, it'd be nice just to have a nice rainstorm here without a tornado. The last rainstorm we got didn't produce any rain, just produced lightning, which lit a fucking forest fire, a grass fire. It's the unpredictable nature of this place. So that's why I adopted the hands off the wheel approach, and I work on that every day. Just letting things happen. It's not that I don't try anymore, I've gotta try to make money. I just do the best I can and put in some effort and let it all work out for itself, knowing that in the end, you're not taking anything with you into that grave. So that's why I've just decided to let go, and by doing that, let go of the anxiety, let go of the frustration, let go of the depression and the mental suffering that it all creates. Yep, that's right. A wildfire. That biggins. It's a big old horse. It's a big old horse. Right there. That biggins. Oh no. Oh hells. Oh hells, here he comes. How big and pretty. How big and pretty. Well, I'm gonna go in and make some breakfast, and you go be your own crazy ass self. Ah! See? This is the only thing that he knows. Back up. Back up. Good boy. Move their feet. Okay, I'm out.